There's a new popular term in cigar culture: artisan cigars. What makes a cigar artisan versus boutique? Today we're going to be breaking down the differences on this edition of Blowing the Budget. So grab a stick, grab a drink. I'll meet you in the dungeon.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Once again, it's your boy Q Morgan in the building, backing your ass with another edition of Blowing the Budget. Here we highlight those budget-friendly cigars, as well as introduce our new smoker friends to this cigar lifestyle. Now, if it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up. Automatically enter yourself into the monthly swag bag drawing. Each month, I pick out a couple of sticks, print up a couple of shirts, send those directly to your house. Today we're talking about artisan versus boutique cigars. And we're gonna blow one of my favorite artisan cigars from Divine Leaf Tobacco Company. This is the Toro. Not sure what this entails, and it's a short smoke, so let's get into it. Want to welcome all my smoker friends at Blowing the Budget. Here we highlight those budget-friendly cigars, as well as those premium sticks that appears on everybody's wish list. Today we're blowing something exclusive. One of my OG smoker friends blessed me with a nice little snack pack for just before the holiday. This is the Toro. It's a short, stocky, looks like I want to say a 3.5 by 60. So this is one of those big mouth cigars, and if you know Divine Leaf Tobacco Company, they are packed with a unique artisan flavor. I'm doing a punch. Okay, my OG Orlando, who is a curator of Divine Leaf, kind of turned me on to the punch. His cigars tend to offer a little more flavor on the punch, just in my opinion, than you would get with a straight cut or a V cut. But of course, it's your stick, smoke it how you want to. Right off the bat, I'm getting a sweetness, like a natural. It's almost like if you had like sugar cane almost. Not so sugary sweet, but there is like a light sweetness. On your retro hail, I'm picking up a little bit of pepper. Not very punchy, but this definitely is, I guess, an interesting introduction at lighting. Now, everyone has that associate or one of your OG smoker friends that's either selling cigars or has a connection with something exclusive. You definitely want to support your local brick and mortar, but we always want to support our homeboys too. Sometimes it might be a concierge service. You might have a homeboy that got a mobile cigar lounge, or maybe just hustling up on some great infused cigars. Those would become what's called artisan. These are specific manufacturers that come up with different blends, different cigar marketing tactics to kind of get you in the mood to smoke. Now, of course, there is a difference between artisan and boutique. I'm gonna break that down for you in this episode. But we want to get into this Toro. Right now, we're just getting into the introduction, and right now I have pepper. There's a sweetness, and I'm picking up a light, like coffee, cocoa-ish type flavor. And if you look at that return on the draw, that's just off of a punch. That is just off of a punch. So this is a good draw on are on the return. Now, to be honest with you, let's look at the burn. Let's look at the construction. This is definitely a well-constructed cigar. Now, of course, with the exception of me dropping the stick, which caused a crack in it, we still have a consistent burn, and it's hitting well. Right now, I'm picking up a creaminess on my retrohale that kind of sits on the back of my throat. It's pleasant. It's not very harsh. This is definitely a good smoke for on the way to work. This is definitely the perfect lunch break smoke. Let me get that focus in. Let me get that focus, man. That's the label. This is the Toro, and these are premium Artisan cigars from my OGs over at Divine Leaf. If you're interested in getting into their cigar club, there is an enthusiast cigar club, and then there's aficionado club offering. So just head on over to the Divine Leaf Cigar Company or the divineleaf.com right down here on the bottom. Now, this is not the first time that we've showcased the Divine Leaf. We did a video for them a while ago. Check that one out. But as I puff on this, it's a very slow burn, heavy plumes of smoke, and of course you're still getting a nice return on the draw. They didn't give us a lot of information in regards to the makeup of this cigar, so I don't necessarily know all of the tobaccos that are comprised within this composition. However, I can tell you that my OG Orlando does go down to Nicaragua. He has his own farm. He has his own cultivating facility where he manufactures and picks the tobaccos that go into the Divine Leaf. Now, you may be asking yourself, what makes a boutique cigar better or less than an artisan cigar? Well, this is a matter of opinion, as we're all cigar enthusiasts, so we're entitled to our own opinions. In my opinion, a boutique cigar are those cigars that are manufactured by a tobacconist. He chooses the blends for approval. So in a boutique situation, you don't necessarily have a hands-on selection process in regards to those tobaccos that are included in a particular boutique cigar. Again, that's just my opinion. In an artisan situation, more like a person like Noel Rojas or Steve Saka, I consider those gentlemen artisans. They go down to the different regions where tobaccos are grown. They pick out the leaves and design a flavor profile based on the leaves that they've chosen. That's what makes an artisan cigar. Now, anybody can have a boutique cigar because you can always go to your local cigar enthusiast or tobacconist shop and buy bundles. You can always put your own label on a blend that you like and call it boutique, but that doesn't necessarily make it a good stick. It's just something that you enjoy. Of course, an artisan cigar is a little more hands-on in regards to the cultivation of the tobaccos, the fermentation of those same tobaccos, as well as how they're manufactured. Many times we find ourselves getting boutique cigars that are, I guess, at a premium. You've all had that Hennessy infused. That would be considered a boutique cigar. These are tobaccos, again, that are chosen, or cigars that are chosen by a tobacconist for approval. So hypothetically, if I owned my own cigar company and I didn't have access to Nicaragua or any of the other regions where tobaccos are grown, I would contact someone who does have that access. Of course, I can't 100% explain what flavor profile I would like. I can have an idea if I'd like pepper, or if I'd like chocolate, or if I'd like any other flavor. A tobacconist can kind of come up with a combination that is acceptable for the palate that I'm trying to attract. Thus, there are several different cigars that would be manufactured for my approval in a boutique situation. Whereas an artisan, like I said before, Steve Saka or Noel Rojas, or even my homeboy Orlando G, can go down to where he has cultivation or cultivated relationships with different farmers, different tobacco houses, or even just going down into different countries where the tobacco is grown. He can actually hand select those particular leaf combinations to make up whatever flavor profile that he's trying to establish. All right, y'all. This is a short boy. This was a 4x60, which means we are actually getting just through the first third. Now, at the beginning, it was a very pleasant introduction of pepper, lightly. It's kind of like a white pepper, not very punchy. There's a cocoa or a chocolate coffee type note that I'm picking up. And then, of course, there's a creaminess. Now, as we get through the first portion of this short boy, it's a, I want to say this would be classified as a medium to full. It's not necessarily for the light or mild cigar smoker. If you're looking for a mild cigar, this definitely is not the one to try. But if you enjoy the medium to full body profile, I would definitely suggest that you contact the BLOWINTheBudget.com and find out how you can get your hands on the bull. The bull. It's a Toro, or Toro is the name of the cigar. It's not necessarily a Toro in regards to size. Of course, they do have more offerings on the website. So go ahead and check out the DivineLeaf.com. Now, many of you may want to know or have the question, what makes a cigar a boutique or what makes a cigar artisan? I don't know exactly what makes something boutique, or that's just my opinion that I've explained. However, there are some myths that need clarification in regard to boutique cigars. The myth is that many boutique cigars are made in limited quantities. That holds true to cigar manufacturers like Ezra Zion, who only prints or only manufactures so many thousands of a particular cigar, and by the time you find out that that cigar is one to try, they may be limited or almost gone. Another myth is they're only made in small factories. Well, that's not necessarily true. You have manufacturers like Steve Saka, who may have access to larger companies to manufacture his specific blends. Also, they're only made for exclusive stores. That's not necessarily true. Many cigar manufacturers want to go where they know that they can make some money. So of course, a small store may not necessarily generate the traffic that they would need to yield for a successful run. So that would be one debunked myth right there. Another myth is that boutique cigars are primarily consists of tobaccos that are cultivated in multiple countries. That, in essence, would almost make every cigar a boutique cigar, as many of your favorite smokes don't necessarily originate within one particular tobacco house or tobacco type, if that makes sense. Boutique is purely a marketing tactic. That's another myth. Well, it's not necessarily a marketing tactic. Everything has a marketing value. So, of course, Drew Estate, the most popular cigar manufacturer amongst the new smokers, he's used the marketing tactic of Deadwood. So you're familiar with Sweet James, Fat Bottom Betty's. There's a marketing plan behind those cigars, which makes them popular. So of course, there's another myth debunked. And then of course, the final one would be boutique cigars are made entirely at one factory from seed to shelf. That isn't necessarily true. Of course, the rolling process happens at one facility, but then of course, the cultivation could happen somewhere else. The germination could also happen at another location. There are manufacturers who actually use each other to, barter blends, barter tobaccos, or actually just join forces. There are many different cigar manufacturers on the big box brand that are now getting together and making specific blends. Rocky Patel has joined with XYZ company to come up with a specific seasonal stick. The Filthy Hooligan would be a prime example of a collaborative effort between two manufacturers or two tobacco houses. Now, what's the difference between a boutique cigar and an artisan cigar? Well, it starts with variety. Both have the opportunity to allow the cigar enthusiast the option to try a wider variety of smokes that are made from higher quality tobaccos. Of course, many of your big box brands, that blend that they've come up with is a blueprint for their manufacturing model. Whereas an artisan or a boutique can fine-tune the cigars in real time. So if they come up with a blend that isn't as popular, you've seen cigars that have had a resurgence or a reintroduction, and you may have noticed a different flavor profile than when you smoked it the first time. Price is another telltale sign that you're dealing with a boutique or an artisan cigar. Boutique cigars may tend to be a little more expensive simply because the exclusivity of the tobaccos chosen, the regions where the tobaccos may have been cultivated. However, one can easily find boutique bundles at an affordable price that are often cheaper than many of your premium sticks. Another difference between boutique and artisan cigars is size and shape. This came in a 4x60. Now, of course, that's an artisan size. Of course, there are some boutique short boys out there, but many boutiques cigars may not be as uniform as a mass production. So you're gonna get some variant in your sizes and your shape within reason. This artisan cigar by Divine Leaf definitely showcases a very nice bouquet in regards to its size. Of course, the bigger the cigar does not dictate more flavor, or the smaller the cigar does not dictate strength, if that makes sense. one thing that both boutique and artisan cigars share in common is advertising or name recognition. Many of your favorite boutique blends or artisan sticks don't share in the, advertising chain or the advertising model. Most of your boutique cigars are virtually non-existent, the advertising for those cigars. These are pretty much word of mouth. You may hear about a particular stick from one of your smoker friends at your local brick and mortar, or you may be introduced to a new blend by a tobacconist at your favorite smoke shop. These companies choose to invest in higher grade tobaccos, but premium brands are more widely known. But a boutique cigar are those that maintain the cultural standard of craft. So what you get from a boutique or an artisan cigar is consistency, consistent or a even price point, as we get to, half. I'm getting a little bit of heartburn hiccup as this cigar is ramping up just a tad. The pepper has actually taken the forefront. There is a creaminess that still exists within the whole cigar, and of course that chocolate that we got in the beginning is starting to subside. You've heard me talk about it in many videos. Retrohale. We puff the stick, we don't inhale. You're gonna hold some of the smoke in your mouth until you get a sensation on your tongue and in your cheeks. Once you feel that sensation, whatever that sensation is for you, you can release the smoke from your mouth, holding the last portion so that can be released through your nose. With much practice, you're not gonna get it right the first time, and you may do too much, causing a tinge in your nose and the back of your head. Your eyes may water, but again, with practice, you'll be able to discover many of the nodes that make up the flavor profile for whatever you're smoking. Here's a demonstration. Yeah. Orlando, you did a good one with this one, bro. I need a couple of these. On your retrohale, you're gonna pick up like a white pepper. Right now, I'm getting a minerally taste in the back of my, on the sides of my tongue in the back. And that mineral taste would equate to putting pennies under your tongue, that metal type taste, which is not desirable to all, but I enjoy the mineral taste because it's, in this cigar, it is a light transition into a new flavor. So after you've tasted mineral, you may pick up some of that pepper, or you may pick up the chocolate that makes up this composition. Now, the word artisan is a new classification that's been introduced. It's been about a couple of years that we've been talking about artisan. You have artisan craft beers, or you have artisan pizza. Artisan is basically a new term. Basically believe this class is to generate new interest in whatever the marketing plan is in regards to cigars. That new interest would be for the younger or the new smokers, as opposed to the OGs who've been doing this for 20 plus years. However, artisans have been making cigars for centuries. So an artisan would be that person that cultivates the blend, comes up with the flavor profile. That person is an artisan. However, artisan as a classification has now become the norm in regards to premium cigars. A true artisan cigar usually offers some type of organic or all natural leaf offering, kind of stand out from the big box brands in order to appeal to the newer smoker. This definitely is an artisan cigar in my opinion. On the label, he says it's a premium cigar. It is premium because he's chosen specific tobaccos from specific regions where he has those relationships. And this is definitely a pleasant offering to the cigar culture. So again, I encourage you to go to divineleaf.com. Check out the website, get a couple sticks. I guarantee this is not your granddaddy's cigar. Well, y'all, my ass dropped and we are approaching the last third. Not quite at the home stretch, but we are approaching nonetheless. As we get to the end of our session, we'll go ahead and finish this one out. But as always, whatever you're doing in this cigar lifestyle, make sure you keep it smoking. And let's not sweat this cigar shit too serious. This has been your boy Q Morton in the building. Peace out.